At some point in the last few years, you've probably added a few more electronics to your travel bag. A power bank, a tablet, a CPAP machine, maybe a neck fan. These aren't luxury items. They're just part of how we travel comfortably now, and almost all of them are completely allowed through security. But here's what I want you to know before you get to the airport. It's rarely one item that gets a bag flagged at TSA. It's how those items group together inside the bag. A charger next to a battery pack, next to a motor-driven device, next to a cable cluster, all packed tight and efficient, can look like exactly the kind of thing that earns a second look. In this video, we're going through 15 everyday electronics that routinely create friction at the checkpoint, what triggers the flag, what it means for you, and how to pack so it doesn't happen. Before we get into the list, here is the one idea that makes all 15 of these make sense. When the scanner reads your bag, it's producing an image of shapes, densities, and how objects overlap. A bag that looks perfectly organized to you can look like a dense, unreadable cluster to that scanner. It's not about what's in the bag, it's about what the scanner can read. Tip 1. Power banks are probably the most common electronics delay I've seen at airport security, and the reason almost never has anything to do with the charger itself. It has to do with the label. TSA limits lithium batteries by watt-hours, not physical size. If the rating isn't clearly printed or the label is worn, the agent can't confirm it meets the limit without pulling it aside. I watched this happen to a woman in line ahead of me once. Her charger was small, tidy, completely unremarkable. She had no idea anything was wrong, but the label wasn't clear, and that small detail turned into a delay she didn't see coming. Find the watt-hour number on your power bank before you travel. Under 100, you're fine. Between 100 and 160, allowed but may need airline approval. Above 160, it can't fly in a carry-on. Tip 2. A lot of travelers over 60 bring a CPAP machine. And yes, it's fully allowed, but it almost always gets a closer look at the checkpoint. To the scanner, it's a device with a motor, tubing, and internal wiring packed inside a soft bag. What catches people off guard isn't the process. It's not knowing the process was coming. I've spoken with travelers who said the hardest part was that feeling of, did I do something wrong? When the agent reached for their bag. You didn't do anything wrong. Pull the CPAP out before your bag goes through, place it in its own bin, and tell the agent what it is. Predictable is calm. Tip number 3, almost never makes these lists. Hearing aid chargers and battery cases are small, compact, and shaped unlike most standard electronics. At home, they feel completely routine. But at the checkpoint, they're just shapes and components on a scanner. Something familiar to you may look unfamiliar to the machine. Keep them accessible rather than buried at the bottom of your bag. Tip number 4. TSA requires tablets to be removed from bags and placed in their own bin. But what slows people down isn't forgetting to remove the device. It's everything packed so tightly around it that removing it takes time. I realized this about my own packing on a trip a couple of years ago. I thought my bag was organized. Everything had a place. But I had a tablet, 2 charging cables, a portable battery, and a handful of other things all layered into the same section. To me, that was organized. To a scanner, it was a dense cluster with a tablet buried in the middle. I started using a clear top pouch after that. 1 layer, nothing buried, and the difference at the checkpoint was immediate. For travelers over 60 managing multiple devices for health monitoring and communication, not having to dig through your bag while standing in line matters more than it used to. Tip number 5, electric toothbrushes, water flossers, electric shavers, All contain batteries and small motors. On their own, any one of them is fine. But packed in the same dense section as your other electronics, they add to the cluster. The flag doesn't come from the toothbrush. It comes from what it looks like pressed up against a charger, a battery case, and 2 other devices in a tight corner of your bag. Give your grooming devices their own section, separate from your main electronics. And next we have tip number 6. Laptops are required to come out of your bag at security. But if your laptop is a few years old and the battery has started to swell, even slightly, that can become a serious problem at the checkpoint. A swollen battery is a safety flag, not just a performance issue. Many travelers over 60 are carrying laptops they've had for 5 or more years. Before a major trip, check for a keyboard that sits a little higher than it used to, a slight gap in the case, or edges that no longer sit flush. If anything looks off, have it serviced first. Neck fans, personal cooling devices, heated wraps. Genuinely useful on long travel days. But a lot of these items, especially more affordable ones, contain lithium batteries without clear watt-hour labeling. Comfort items tend to get packed last minute, right before a trip, exactly when you're least likely to check a label. Take 30 seconds and find the battery rating. A labeled battery moves through easily. An unlabeled one creates a question. Tip number 8, large charging cubes. A large charging cube with multiple cords wrapped tightly around it reads as a dense, compact block on the scanner. Dense, compact blocks get a second look. I've gotten into the habit of loosening the cords before I pack. A cord laid flat is easier for the scanner to read than a tight coil. Tip number 8, if you travel with insulin or any temperature-sensitive medication, you may carry an electronic cooling case. These cases combine a battery pack, a cooling element, and gel inserts. Any one of those elements can draw a look at security. Together, they almost always do. Medical devices travel with more flexibility, but only if you say so. Before your bag goes through, let the agent know you have a medical cooling device. One sentence before you get to the scanner. Tip 10. Handheld massage devices are allowed and useful, especially for people managing joint pain on long trips. The motor housing creates a shape on the scanner that earns a second glance. Keep it near the top of your bag. If it comes out for inspection, it takes seconds. Buried, it takes much longer. If this is helping you feel more prepared, I'd love for you to subscribe. That's exactly why I started this channel, to make sure people like us have someone in our corner when we travel. Tip number 11, smart luggage with built-in batteries. If the battery cannot be removed by hand without tools, the bag is prohibited in both carry-on and checked baggage on all U.S. flights. This surprises travelers who bought the bag years ago and are now finding out at the airport. Check whether your bag's battery is removable before you travel, not at the counter. Rules in this category have shifted more than once. Tip 12. Heated vests and battery-powered travel wraps have become popular in the last few years and make complete sense for travelers managing joint pain or circulation issues. But battery packs, internal wiring, and heating elements combined read as complex on the scanner. Keep the battery pack accessible. If your vest has a removable pack, take it out before your bag goes through. And if you're wearing the vest through security, be prepared to remove it if asked. Tip 13. Small sleep devices like white noise machines, sleep trackers, and travel sound machines can appear unusual on an X-ray scanner, especially when packed among other small electronic items. After 60, sleep quality on travel days matters in ways it didn't used to. Keep these with your other electronics, not in a toiletry bag or side pocket. Grouped with electronics, they read as electronics. Grouped with miscellaneous items, they read as an anomaly. And number 14, an electric razor on its own isn't going to cause a delay, but packed in the same section as a charging dock, a spare battery pack, and several cables. That grouping is the problem. Separate your grooming tools from your main electronics. 30 seconds at home. Real time saved at the checkpoint. Tip 15. This one is last because it carries the highest stakes of anything we've covered. Because the travelers who move through it most calmly are, without exception, the most prepared. If you use a portable oxygen concentrator, the good news is that they're allowed on flights, and airlines are accustomed to accommodating travelers who rely on them. But they are almost always inspected at the checkpoint. And for travelers who aren't expecting that, the inspection can feel disruptive even when it goes smoothly. Know in advance which documentation your airline requires and have it somewhere easy to hand over. Let the agent know before your bag goes through. Expect the inspection and treat it as a normal part of check-in. Preparation doesn't just prevent delays. It changes how the whole interaction feels, for you and for the people traveling with you. 3 packing habits prevent most of what we've described. Habit 1, the electronics layer. Instead of distributing your electronics throughout your bag, put everything in one dedicated section or pouch. One layer, all together, nothing buried. When the scanner reads that section, it reads clearly, and a section that reads clearly doesn't get flagged. Habit 2, separate medical from personal electronics. If you travel with a CPAP, a medication cooler, a portable oxygen concentrator, or any device with a medical purpose, give it its own section, away from your chargers and consumer electronics. Medical devices travel with more flexibility, but only when it's clear that's what they are. Habit 3, the bin test. Before you close your bag at home, ask yourself, if everything that needs to come out at the checkpoint came out right now, could I do it quickly and easily? If anything would require unpacking the whole bag to reach it, reorganize before you leave. Doing it at home takes 2 minutes. Doing it at the checkpoint costs you far more than that. One layer, medical separate, everything you'll need to remove within easy reach. Your bag goes through, nothing gets flagged, no one calls you back. And that calm, uninterrupted start to your trip is exactly what you deserve after everything you put into planning it. Thank you for listening today. If this made travel feel a little less stressful, or you learned something you didn't know, share it with your friends and family. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.